Hello, good evening. Is there anybody there? Oh, let me shut my window because of the annoying wood pigeons making noises in the background. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Bergamot Live. Hope you've got your Bergamot boxes. Just crack open mine. Haven't opened mine yet. How has everybody's day been? How's your week been? How's your day been? Let me just pop it up there. Give us a wave. Say hi. Don't know if I can. Nope, can't see anybody. Could see a few people. Ah, Pat's there. Pat has broken the seal and said hello. Hi, Pat. You are first. I'm Maria, I can see you. Hi, Lisa, thank you. I'm in a big floaty shirt that I've been wearing all day, so I'm fabulous, but a little bit warm. Hello, hi Caroline, hi Marie, hi Sean, hello, hello Kirsten, hello everybody. Hi Maria, good to see you all. I feel like we're at the perfect time of year for this box. Obviously, we've picked the boxes to go with the seasons. That would be silly for us not to, but it feels like July is perfect for Bergamot. We've really needed it. Hi, Camilla. Hi, Trish. Hi, Marta. Hi, David. Oh, you've got new kittens. What are your kittens' names, David? Oh, Gavin, you've been full of COVID. No. Good. I'm glad that you'll push on and you can smell. I still have managed to, touch wood, avoid COVID. Hi Carol. Hi Julie. Hi Helen. Hi. Oh, I think there's two Carols there. Yes, other Carol. Hi Carol. Carol. We've got Carol G and Carol L. David and Helen got new kittens. Hi Vicky. Suki and Misha. Great names. Brilliant names. Brilliant names. We're obviously going to expect pictures of those in the group. We are. Right. Oh no, Nikki. I hope you're feeling better now. Hi, Julie. So we're at Bergamot. Next month we're doing Almond. The Almond Live is on the 25th of August. I'm moving house on the 26th of August. So this is all going to be boxed up. So you won't be seeing this. This will be the last time you'll see this in its current format. And I don't know if I'm going to have it out like this in the new house. So just take a peek while you can. Hi, Ben. Who have we got on the Essential, manning the Essential tonight, Ben? Do you know? If it's Chels, I'm bringing her on because she said last time that next time she does it, I can bring her on. So just to let you know. I'm looking forward to Almond. I feel like Almond's not like an obvious no, right? But Almond's a real big thing. I think I see Almond everywhere in fragrance. I'm kind of here for it. So I'm glad we're doing an Almond box. And that's a really cool box. I know I say that about all the boxes, but what do you expect me to say? Right. Should we crack on? Normally I let it go to 5 past, it's now 7 past. So let's just crack on. Welcome to the Bergamot Live Reveal. Tonight we're going to talk about Bergamot fragrances, what they are and why do they smell the way they do. And we'll talk a little bit about the material itself. Then we're going to talk through the 8 fragrances from A to H. These are these fragrances, so you will need your box. And we'll sort of go through them bit by bit. I will give you a fragrance fact if I've got one. I'll also give you some further sniffing if I've got one. Don't have further sniffing for everything because there's a lot of bergamot in here, so I don't necessarily have something to sort of direct your attention to for everything, but where I feel there's something of note, I will do. What perfumes from previous boxes have almond? Oh, now you're asking me a question. We've done so many, my mind is drawing a blank. I think almond you'll get. See, almond is. I don't want to talk about almond because we'll be doing almond next month. But almond crosses over into things like tonka, anything that's got kind of like a marzipan vibe, a cherry vibe could be almond. I suppose we did La Petite Robe Noire, didn't we? That was almond. We did that in the rose box. So So anything like kind of cherry almond vibe. Anyway, so bergamot box. You need your box, you need strips, and you need your brains. As always, there is no right or wrong. If you think something smells a certain way, put it in the chat, and that's right because you said it. And who is anyone to argue with you? Nobody. That's who. Okay, let's just crack on. Let's get to it. I don't know who we've got managing the Escentual account this evening. We might be rogue. I don't know, we could be rogue, guys. We could be going rogue. Although Ben is here, and Ben will keep us in check. Won't you, Ben? We're relying on you, Ben. So it's all on you, Ben. Bakewell tart, absolutely. I love a Bakewell tart, but when I say a Bakewell tart, I mean those really tacky Mr. Kipling cherry Bakewells. I could eat about 12 of those. So, what is bergamot? Well, bergamot is a citrus fruit that is created from a hybrid of the bitter orange and lemon. It can't be grown from seed. It's only grown where a bitter orange rootstock is grafted to a lemon branch, or vice versa, if you graft a lemon rootstock to a bitter orange branch. Well, I mean, Ben, you're free to misbehave, but it's just all on you. That's all I'm saying. It has a yellow-green peel with a zesty odour that could be described as sparkling and sweet and juicy and bitter and floral, a little bit peppery. It's kind of gauzy and fuzzy to me. It's a smell that is so just wonderfully refreshing and restorative, and I often think of it as one of the most pleasing smells there is. It's evocative to me of warm, sunny days. And in fact, I think if I would describe the scent of bergamot in one word, I would call it sunshine. Now, the best way for you to smell some bergamot, I think, is to buy some Earl Grey tea and just smell that. Because Earl Grey tea, most of it uses a bergamot flavouring now, rather than the oil. But that is tea, black tea, scented with bergamot. And that smell of Earl Grey tea, which everyone always says is very perfumey, is bergamot. And the reason why they say it's so perfumey is because bergamot is so used so widely in perfume. I love Earl Grey tea, it's my favourite tea. So yes. So the fragrant oil is found within the skin of the bergamot, and there are several methods for extracting it, including cold pressing, and also an ancient Italian method called la spugnatura, which involves pressing cut bergamot fruits onto sea sponges very delicately and then collecting the oil that way. People go to extreme lengths, as you can see, to obtain the bergamot oil, and smelling it, it's not difficult to see why, because it smells lovely. And it's used extensively throughout perfumery. It's almost the bread and butter of perfume. I think you'd find most fragrances will have bergamot in there. It's used mostly as a top note to bring sort of freshness, sweetness, and a kind of juicy citrus vibe to many of the fragrances we enjoy, and also kind of like a sparkle, kind of like a shimmer. It's very, very bright. But freshness isn't just what it's about. It can be used in warmer perfumes as well as tea fragrances. We'll touch on that. And is even a key component in the Fougère fragrance family. If you cast your mind back to last year when we did Fougères as a perfumery family, you can't have a Fougère really without a bergamot top note. So what I'm trying to tell you is that perfumery wouldn't be perfumery without bergamot. So that's the key message really to take away from this. Bergamot and perfumery go hand in hand. They smell lovely together. Lady Grey tea with a slice of orange. Very good. I've never really been able to get into Lady Grey. I don't know why. So shall we get into our box and start looking at the fragrances? So let's do fragrance A first. I'm going to get my strips out. There we go. And let's start with fragrance A. So, normally I will ask you a question, and I'll do that here again. If fragrance A was a celebrity, who would it be? This one we call the photorealistic bergamot, and we chose this one because it smells exactly like bergamot. This is what bergamot smells like. Obviously, there's lots of other things going on in here. It's not just bergamot, but they've tried to create the scent of bergamot and tried to use other materials to extend it. Because citrus notes like bergamot and lemon and orange are more volatile notes. They're bigger molecules, which means they evaporate from the skin more rapidly, which means that they don't last as long. So you have to kind of use other materials to extend their life on the skin. So this one has got that lovely sort of lemony sweetness, that fresh sparkle. It's got a little bit of that floralcy in there, that kind of like waxy petal texture. But it's mostly got the fizziness, a little bit of woodiness in there as well to kind of give it that powdery feel. And it's just really, really lovely. It's bright, it's a pick-me-up. It doesn't last forever and a day. It's really just a light pick-me-up summer fragrance. And it's really, really lovely. It's very beautiful. And if you want to smell like Bergamote, then I don't think you can beat this. Diana, Princess of Wales, Dale Winton. Oh gosh, we're really going for the celebrities that are no longer alive today. Oh, you've cast us to the telly. Ooh, that's fancy. Lots of people like A then. A bit appley, says Cheryl. Yeah, it's that crisp dewiness, isn't it? Lots of love for A. Lovely but short-lived. Indeed, it doesn't last forever. I think this is really lovely. Beautiful fragrance. So, this fragrance is, we'll just go straight in with the reveal. Let me put my sample down. This fragrance is from Aqua de Parma, and it's part of their Blue Mediterranean collection, and it is Bergamote di Calabria. Brilliant Italian accent there from me, wonderful. This came out in 2010. It is an eau de toilette, and it starts at £79.20 for a 75ml eau de toilette, up to £120.60 for a 150ml eau de toilette. And this is just a really lovely rendition of Bergamot. Just what I would call a Bergamot soliflora. It smells just like Bergamot. There's a little bit of woodiness in here. There's a kind of cedarwood note. They've got some things to kind of intensify that zing. So there's lemon, there's ginger, some floral notes in there as well to give it a little bit of smoothness. But it is just a very easy, lovely to wear Bergamot. There you go. It is our first repeat, Pip. It is indeed. Snuck it in there to see if anybody would notice. It is our first repeat. I think we did this in the citrus box. The fun fragrance fact I have is not a fun fact as such, but it is more just a fact that the shower gel is fantastic. I love the shower gel for this. So there you go. That's from their Blue Mediterranean collection. It's inspired by different places around Italy. So it is Bergamote di Calabria. There you go. You can take a screenshot of that. I pulled a funny face. My further sniffing, which I will have to get up to get because I haven't been organised enough to put it on the desk, is they did a limited edition, which is a little bit difficult to find. And I don't like to tell you little difficult to find things, but I'm sure you'll probably be able to find it. They did a limited edition last year or the year before called Bergamote di Calabria La Spugnatura. And this is what using a bergamot material that has been extracted using the Ben, you're a step ahead, that has used the kind of sponge technique, and they put it in this lovely kind of porcelain bottle. It is porcelain, it's hand painted, and I think this is wonderful. If you can find it, this is just sublime. This version, it's a little bit woodier, but I think it's a lot more sparkly, lot more fresh, lot more sweet. So that's my alternate sniffing for you there, if you can find that limited edition version. Yeah, right. I get myself in a muddle. Brilliant. Great minds indeed. The greatest. Okay, let's move on to fragrance B. Here we go, fragrance B. Give it a spritz. If fragrance B was a holiday destination, where would it be? I'm going to open my window actually again. Apologies. It's just a lot of fragrance in a small space. I find the contrast between A and B very interesting. So we picked this because it's very vibrant and lively, and it's a sparkling, shimmering take on Bergamot. So whereas I feel like the first one, fragrance A, is much more true Bergamot, this takes it a little bit more, I don't know, it makes it a little bit more lively, a little bit more juicy, and I think a little bit sweeter. I think there's more of a candied vibe to this fragrance. Almost as if we've used bergamot oil in the first fragrance, and in the second fragrance we've used kind of like a candied peel, maybe. Somewhere hot and piney, says Cheryl. Sicily. Yeah, we're all going to Italy now. So this one, You've got a very, very zesty bergamot up top. Again, as I said, it's a kind of like a candied peel vibe there. It's a little bit more greenery. It's still quite juicy, and there's definitely still a ginger vibe going on in this. Maybe something a little bit peppery. It's a lot more white musky. So whereas the first fragrance I think went more woody, this goes a little bit more white musky. Interesting that people are saying pledge. Oh, Haley says coconut. I can see that. Okay. Greece, yeah. I think Greece is a good shout. Definitely think this would be lovely to wear in Greece. Oh, it's lovely. Did you prefer A or B? That's my question to you. A or B? If you had to pick one, would you say A or B? Just throw A or B in the chat and we'll see who is the winner. It's like delici al limon dessert. I've never had that. So Carol saying B. Okay, we've got 2 for B, 2 for A. 3 for A now. 4 for A. 5 for A. It's not looking good for B. 6 for A. Pip's definitely getting the ginger. Interesting. Okay. Let me tell you what it is. Where did I put it? Oh, there. I have to put it there. Okay. The big reveal. This is from GUERLAIN, and it is Aqua Allegoria Bergamote Calabria. Very similar name. This came out in 2017. If you don't know, the Aqua Allegoria is a kind of nature-inspired, simple kind of summer fragrances that GUERLAIN do. This is £70, 55 pence for a 75ml eau de toilette and £94 for a 125ml eau de toilette. This is just a really, really lovely alternative to A. I think it's a little bit sweeter, a little bit brighter, a little bit more zingy, a little bit more lively. Fizzier is the right word. My fragrance fact is that the Aqua Allegoria fragrances are now refillable. That's good news. We like that. Big fans of that. So there you go. Just so if you want a screenshot, there you go. Try not to get the light in it. Okay, the fragrance that I said would be good further sniffing is actually, you're going to have to use your imaginations because I did not know where I put the bottle for this, but I've got a matching bottle from the same brand. So if you want a really fizzy, lovely bergamot with white musks, I would say you should try Gallivant's Brooklyn. This says London because I can't find my bottle of Brooklyn. I'm in a bit of disarray, as you can tell. I've started putting things in boxes. But Brooklyn is a lovely kind of white t-shirt scent. It's kind of creamy, cottony, and it's got this lovely like sherbet-like bergamot top note. So this says London, ignore that. I say Brooklyn. If you want to know what fragrance B was, it was this one, which was Aqua Allegoria Bergamote Calabria by GUERLAIN. Okay, let's move on to C. Here we go. Fragrance C, and if fragrance C was a dessert, what dessert would it be? Be careful with this one because it's a bit headachy for me. It's funny how some fragrances just give you headaches. This is one for me, even though I actually really love this fragrance. I just cannot wear it. Okay, so if fragrance C was a dessert, what dessert would it be? See, that's just so pleasant. Body Shop Dewberry Musk one. Ooh, I've not smelled dewberry in years. I do like the Body Shops though. I always have a bottle of white musk somewhere. Such good stuff. Turkish Delight, interesting. I do love some Turkish Delight. Gavin says C is the waxy lemon pledge one. Lemon ginger cake with lashings of cream. Well, now you're just making me hungry, Lisa. Apple pie with cloves. Very, very different array of desserts here. Charnot's mandarin, basilic, and herba fresca. Yeah, those are great. I really like the Aqua Allegorias. These are the ones we just talked about for the GUERLAIN, fragrance B. what they tend to do is they tend to launch 2 a year. One tends to be in travel retail and one tends to be normal retail. Although I think they now do 3 a year, 2 in, not in. But they make it up. They do what they want to do. They had been doing 2 a year and then 1 additional travel retail. And then they kind of just like see what is really, really popular and they kind of discontinue them. So only like the best survive into next year. So that's the thing about the Aqua Allegoria is sometimes you find one you love and then they disappear. I've got many like that. The Ginger Picante was one, stocked up on that. The Lis Soleil was one, stocked up on that. Coconut Fizz was great, didn't stock up on that. Regret that. Got to regret your choices sometimes. Opening Sea was very not nice to me, but after it settles, I really liked it. Interesting. So we picked this one because it shows how bergamot is a perfect pairing for tea notes. So I would argue this fragrance is more of a tea fragrance than a bergamot fragrance. But as we talked about, bergamot is normally the kind of opening to fragrances. So we've had 2 fragrances that are very much bergamot centric, and I would say everything from now becomes more about how bergamot adds to or changes a composition. So this is a really, really beautiful, for me, it smells like a mix between an iced Earl Grey and a fresh green tea. And it's just, what I love about it, it's just really misty and fresh and green, but there's that kind of like dry, kind of roasted smoky tea underneath. And the Earl Grey vibe comes from that wonderful bergamot top note. It's really, really pretty. Rat poison. Do you know what? I've never smelled rat poison. And I feel like I should probably try and avoid it. Not that I'm a rat. I think the tobacco is coming from the kind of like the tea leaves, like the mate, you know, the kind of like oaky kind of sort of smoky savouriness of the tea leaves. Definitely. Oh, it's lovely. So pretty. This is fragrance, gives it tea fragrance. I probably said this before actually, because I think we've done a couple of tea fragrances that I love the smell of tea fragrances, but whatever materials they use for tea, they just give me a splitting headache. I can't wear them, which is such a shame, because I love the smell. But hey, it's the way the cookie doth crumble. Hint of coconut, I totally can see that as well. I get that. Okay, let's do a reveal. This fragrance is, it has a really good name as well, which I like to say. It is Tonique by Miller Harris. If you are new, you will know that I'm, well, if you're new, you will not know, but I'm a bit obsessed with Miller Harris. You can see all my Miller Harris is there. And I have tried to sneak at least one in most boxes. I think I probably got there about 80% of the time, but we don't always have one. But there you go. Tonique by Miller Harris. This came out in 2015. It's by a perfumer called Mathieu Nardin. He's done some amazing stuff. It's £40 for a 14ml eau de parfum, all the way up to £125 for a 100ml eau de parfum. Tonique, that's correct. And the fragrance fact for this is just, it's beautifully inspired. So it's inspired by this image of kind of a tea plantation in the morning and just kind of like the cool morning mist sort of moving through the tea plantation. And I think that's so evocative of this fragrance. It is misty, it's cool. It does have like that kind of dewy smell to it. You can just imagine the smell of like kind of the cool morning air with the tea. I think it's really, really lovely. It's great. Beautiful fragrance. And also they do lovely hand soaps in this. All like the body stuff's really, really nice. Further fragrance sniffing, I would say the BVLGARI tea fragrances are fantastic. So if you want to try more tea, go for the Ote Vert or the the white tea, or which is Ote Blanc, and then the blue tea. All of them. The BVLGARI teas are really lovely. They do. They haven't launched anything for a while, have they, Pip? I think the last one they did was the what was it called? Oud Eclat. That was the last thing they launched. I think that was new. That was last year. They did that and the Reverie de Bergamot, which was nice. Which I think we definitely did that in a box. The Reverie de Bergamot. I just forget. But there you go. That is fragrance C. Okay, let's go for D. If D was a superhero, who would D be? Now, I love D. I realised as I said it. Go on, Gavin. Go on. Might as well make the joke. Fragrance D is one that I love and I wear all the time. Let's give a spritz. And if D was a superhero, who would it be? I would just call him Sexy Man. Sexy Man is here to be sexy. And that is his superpower, is sexiness. This is true, Pip. I think we've done most of the Miller Harris collection. And we've still got a fair few boxes to go. Homelander. Seriously evil. The Boys is a wild ride if you've not watched The Boys on Amazon. That is a wild ride. Gavin's not well. He's not being menacing. He's not being a menace. We know you're not well, Gavin. We hope you're back to your menacing ways. Lisa says, we all love a bit of D. Yes, Fragrance D is great. We all love a bit of Fragrance D. It's Banana Man or Inspector Gadget. I don't know. I think Banana Man had his charm. So why did we choose this one? It's kind of, I call it the bracing bergamot. We chose it because it's very, very fresh, but I think it shows how important bergamot is to a traditional eau de cologne. So this is a very traditional eau de cologne. Eau de colognes are aromatic fragrances with blends of kind of aromatic materials, of citruses, herbs, floral notes, musks, and obviously they're light, easy, quick pick-me-ups, but they are kind of genderless, and they are tend to be lighter concentration, so they are an eau de cologne, so lower percentage of oils, and they're just clean smelling. And this is, I think, one of the best colognes. It's getting minty, soapy, medicinal, quite sharp. Yeah, I think you get a lovely kind of sort of citrus cocktail at the top. There's some lemon, definitely. It's a little bit more sour than just bergamot. The floral's kind of like a neroli, sort of very clean, soapy a little bit. And there's kind of some herbaceous notes in there, some greenery. It's got a little bit of a dryness. And what I like about this fragrance is you get all of that juiciness of the citrus, and then this just really nice, sharp, almost like jagged edge of dryness, of like greenery that makes it feel crisp. And it's just it's so handsome, I think, as a fragrance. It smells luxurious to me. I don't know if anyone agrees. Lots of people saying mintiness. I've never really picked up on mintiness from it before. That's really interesting. I can see it now. I've never thought of it as minty. It's been much more dry, herbaceous to me, but I get it. It's a bit soapy, Kate. I agree. Absolutely. It is a bit soapy. But the bergamot gives you kind of that sort of soft sweetness in the opening, that kind of a nice contrast to the lemon. Otherwise it'd be too sharp, I think. Okay, this fragrance is from Guerlain. It is another Guerlain. This is Eau de Guerlain. And this came out in 1974. It is by the perfumer Jean-Paul Guerlain. And it is £70 and 55 pence for 100 ml de cologne. I love it. Love it. I think it's the best cologne. I don't think you can beat it. If you want a straight up cologne, this is the best. Sorry. No other colognes need apply. Fragrance fact, since 1853, every generation of Guerlain perfumer has created their own cologne. So I think they have about 5 or 6 colognes in this collection, each one created by one of the famous Guerlain perfumers. This is Jean-Paul Guerlain's, and he was obviously the last member of the Guerlain family to create fragrances for Guerlain. But Thierry Vasseur, who is the current in-house perfumer, has created his own cologne. So he did one, I think, in 2010, which was called Cologne du Parfumeur, and that would be my further sniffing. If you want to go and try another Guerlain cologne, that's the most modern, that's the most recent by their latest perfumer, and it has a bergamot top note too. So there you go, Eau de Guerlain. Beautiful, beautiful. Resisting the temptation to spray it on. Okay, halfway there. Let's move on to E. So we can get you all away for your 9 PM TV. We're doing all right for time. If E was a song, what song would it be? Is my question to you. Yeah, okay, I've got the right one. More of a deodorant smell. I think that's a good point, Angela, because I think a lot of the sort of clean smells that we see in kind of functional like perfumery products, such as shower gels and deodorants and things, will have been inspired by the classic eau de colognes because they were so popular. Okay, this is the green bergamot. This is so green. This is such a lovely fragrance. This works so well in the heat. Remember last week? Remember that Monday, that Tuesday when it was 900 million degrees? Ooh. I did not cope. I should have worn some of this. If it was a song, what song would it be? Hello Sunshine. That's cute. So I like this because it captures the more green facets of bergamot. So actually you're seeing it being paired with more green materials like basil and, you know, cypress and other citruses as well. Some citron in there, some grapefruit, things with a little bit more bite. I agree with you, Sarah, that Tuesday is the best forgotten. Forest smells too. Totally, Angela. Forest smells. Get it. It's nice and woody. Sorry, I was reading your comment and then laughing at Gavin's comment above about opening up our Gardis. Perfect timing for the heat. I'm Like a Bird by Nelly Furtado. I love that song. Such a good, happy song. So yeah, this captures the more green facet. So I think actually you find that you get a little bit more sharpness from the bergamot. And it kind of melts really beautifully into the greenery. And you find that you're sort of smelling herbs that feel like they've kind of just been squeezed and they're all like kind of fresh. But it gets a lot warmer. It goes more woody. There's more amber. It goes a bit more, you know, with vanilla in the base. It gets a lot warmer as it goes. This is a really, really beautiful fragrance, I think. Shall I tell you what it is? I'm going to. Okay, I think we've covered a similar version of this fragrance in one of the previous boxes. I can't remember which though. Maybe it was woody? No, that would have been too long ago. I feel like it was one we did this year. Carol says, I thought valleys, fresh breeze, but I think forest is best description. That's good. Okay, the fragrance is Eau d'Adrienne by Goutal Paris. This came out in 1981 and it was by perfumer Francis Camail and Annick Goutal. It is £82.80 for a 50ml and £121.50 for a 100ml eau de parfum. It comes actually in a bottle a little bit more like this. Just like this. This is a bit of a fancy limited edition they did to celebrate last year for its birthday, which is the bottle I've got, but it looks more like this, so you don't get the fancy bow. This was Goutal's first fragrance. It was inspired by Tuscany and it's still the brand's bestseller today. And if you want further sniffing, I would further sniff Bois d'Adrienne, which we've already covered in the box, which is a more woody, warmer version. Cousin says it's like trampled daisies. It's a great description. Oh, Amy's here. Hi, Amy. So there you go. That's fragrance E. Eau d'Adrienne by Goutal. Ah, it's the first one you've liked. That's interesting. Well, we have done quite a few now. So we've done Bois d'Adrienne, we've done this one. We did Song in the solar box, and then we also did Gardenia Passion in the tuberose box, I think. I think we might have done 4. Oh, Pip wants everything. Why did E have to be so expensive? I love it. I know. It's a save your pretty pennies jobby, isn't it, that one? Right, let's do fragrance F. Moving on. Fragrance F. If fragrance F was a film, what film would it be? This one's definitely a lot more floral. So this is a kind of floral take on bergamot. I just think this is ridiculously pretty. I don't think a fragrance. I'm just wiping up some spray that's landed on my mouth. I don't think a fragrance has any business being this pretty. This shows how beautifully bergamot works with floral notes, because the central part of this fragrance is Neroli, which is a floral note that kind of feels kind of halfway between florals, halfway between citrus. So obviously it comes from orange blossom, so you get that kind of like honeyed floral facet, and then the sparkle of like lemon. And the bergamot here just brings out the sweetness in it and kind of amplifies the sparkle. I think it's really, really beautifully put together fragrance, this one. It's just, Neroli fragrances can go very soapy because, you know, they are used a lot in soaps, and that's why we have that connotation. And you know, if you're French, you'll know that baby powder in France smells like Neroli, which is always really, really interesting because our baby powder in the UK is a bit more rose violet and theirs is more Neroli. So they have those different associations with it. So they smell some Neroli, they'll think, well, it smells like baby powder. Whereas we'll think it doesn't. I think it's quite interesting. I think this is really, really stunning. Just sprays your other half instead of the strip. Oh well, yeah, that's a live living strip. You can't beat that. This is Kirsten's favourite. So this one, if it was a film, what would it be? Anyone have any ideas? Lots of chat about Spanish cleaning products this month. I always endorse that. That's good. Okay. I'm going to reveal. But I want to just keep smelling it. Is that allowed? The sound of music. It's something very symphonic about it, isn't there, David? I agree. The wind keeps making the door moving. It keeps scaring me. Right. This fragrance is... So this is a brand that we've also done before. I think we might have done one or two. We've definitely done one, and it's also a perfume we've done a number of times because it is the first bish in the box. If you don't know what that means, and that just sounds like silly words, that is because we talk about a perfumer called Quentin Bish, who we all really like. He's kind of like a kind of modern wunderkind of perfumery, and he makes some really interesting stuff. And we say, oh, is there a bish in the box? And there is a bish in this box. So this one is from Van Cleef and Arpels, and it is Neroli Amara, and this comes from their collection Extraordinaire. It is Quentin Bish, the perfumer. It came out in 2018. It's £117.30 for a 75ml eau de parfum, and it's inspired by the fable of a princess and her favourite flower. I think it's gorgeous. It's such a lovely Neroli that doesn't feel too soapy, which I think lots of Neroli fragrances do. It's very, very sparkly, lovely, sweet, dewy bergamot note in there. I think it's gorgeous stuff. So there you go. Neroli Amara. There you go. £117 for a 75ml eau de parfum. So a bit pricey, but very, very pretty, very special. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. We're going over to G and H. Let's do G first. I can't get G out of the box. There we go. Angela says F is her favourite. I think we saw a couple of people say that F was their favourite. Okay. If fragrance G was an outfit, what outfit would it be? He is very good, that Quentin, that Bish. He's a very good bloke. Very, very talented perfumer. I really like this. This is, I call this the feel-good bergamot. Because it makes you feel good. It makes you smile. It's a joyful little thing. I think we'll pick this because it showcases bergamot in a more abstract way. And I feel like the bergamot is really absorbed into the composition here. And I think this creates a very strong image of a garden in my mind. And it's a very, very colourful garden with lots of colourful flowers in pinks and reds and yellows and very vivid green grass. And the bergamot, I suppose, is just maybe that little kind of sparkle on the image to make it seem more vivid. It's really, really lovely. It's so lovely. It's so crisp, and like the greenery in it is so grassy. Just makes me think of like lying down in the grass in summer. It's lovely. Orange suede coat, brightly coloured shirt, frilly red dress. It's grapefruity, summer outfit dress or something. I think it's a really beautiful fragrance. Probably, I don't want to say my favourite from the box because probably Eau de GUERLAIN is my favourite. So my second favourite. A wedding dress. I think you could wear this on your wedding day. I think it's a good wedding scent. Do you want to know what it is? Let's reveal. I feel like this might be our quickest reveal. No, it won't be. Still got one more to go. We've got 15 minutes. I'll ramble, you know me. Okay, the fragrance is, and I'll be intrigued to see how many of you know this fragrance, have smelled this fragrance before. Because I feel like these get overlooked, and we have included one before in the Chypre box, I believe. Yes, it was in the Chypre box. So this is from Clarins, and this is Eau de Jardin by Clarins. This is £33 for 100ml, so a really good price. Came out in 2010. This is a treatment fragrance, so it makes you smell good, but it also conditions your skin because it has blackcurrant bud that soothes your skin, beech bud extract which moisturizes, and sorbier bud extract which illuminates your complexion. So you can use it on your skin as a treatment fragrance as well. And if you want to smell anything else, go for the other Clarins fragrances. They're all really, really lovely. So yeah, Eau de Jardins. I've not tried the new one though, because did they release, Ben, you can tell me this. They released a new one, like the first one they'd done in forever. Did it come out last year or this year? I'm sure they did. So there you go. Need to give it a bit of a, there you go, bit of polish. So that's Eau de Jardins. I love this. So there you go. That is fragrance G. And let's move on to our last fragrance, which is fragrance H. If this was a colour, what colour would it be? Give it a spritz. Eau d'Innocente is the best. On a hot day, I have a massive bottle of that. Escentual sent me one when we did it for the live, and I wasn't expecting it to be a massive bottle, but it is. It's literally 500ml, and it's like a squeezy bottle. So you can just squeeze it all over yourself, which I have not done. I need to dust it. I'm going to be dusting these things as I pack them away. Ay. Put that back up there. There is a new one. Thank you, Lisa. Can't wear Eau Ressourçante after a particularly bad red wine hangover. Oh yeah, that'll kill any fragrance you love. Okay, this one is a more masculine Bergamot. So we picked this because I think everything up until this point has been unisex, literally. I don't think a single one of these fragrances is marketed as either male or female. So we thought we'd end on a male one because that would be interesting. So it leans more masculine, but I think anybody could wear it. There's a real smokiness to this that I think is really, really interesting. But you've got this lovely juicy greenery up top. It's very sparkly, very fresh. Oh my god, they do a shower mousse. Oh, okay. That's probably not, and the thing about the Clarins stuff is it's actually very, very nicely priced. I'm probably gonna have to get some of that time. Okay, I will get some. So violet colour, highlighter green, like proper like neon green. Kirsten's not the biggest fan. I think it's got this interesting like salty thing going on. And the bergamot feels kind of a little bit paler than it normally does. It doesn't feel like so vivid green. It's kind of like a little bit washed out. It's quite interesting. Silver, clean linen. Yeah, I get that. Do you want to know what it is? Let's do this. So this one is, again, from a brand that we've done a couple of times. This is Bulgari Man, and this one is Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. A little bit of a confusing name. Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. This came out in 2019 by Perfume Alberto Morelas, who does all the Gucci stuff. It's £56.95 for a 60ml eau de parfum and £77 for a 100ml eau de parfum. And they created with this, they wanted to create an intentionally subversive take on a masculine fragrance. So it pairs traditionally feminine accords, honeyed neroli florals, with more masculine accords of amber oxide and mineral to create sort of a more contrasting take on a masculine fragrance. I think it's really nice. I think it's really pretty. It smells really, really good in summer. And that's fragrance H. I felt really, really quick, guys. So just a quick recap then. Fragrance A was our lovely kind of bergamot, traditional bergamot in isolation, which was the Blue Mediterraneo Bergamote di Calabria from Aqua. Then in fragrance B, we went for a little bit more sparkly, a little bit sweeter with the Aqua Allegoria Bergamote Calabria from GUERLAIN. Then we wanted to see a fragrance that showcased bergamot as an accent to tea note. So we had Tonique as fragrance C from Miller Harris. Then we saw how it could complement a traditional eau de cologne, and we went for Eau de GUERLAIN as fragrance D from GUERLAIN. Then we went a little bit greener with the Eau de Adrien in fragrance E for Goutal. Really lovely vivid green. Then a more floral take with the Neroli Amara from Van Cleef and Arpels from fragrance F. Then a little bit more as a kind of backdrop accent material, backing actor, supporting actor kind of situation with Eau de Jardins in fragrance G. And then H is the Wood Neroli, which is a little bit more masculine. You like seeing how much is in your bottles? Well, I think it could be in my bottles. It can be a little bit deceiving because obviously I have a lot of these already, but the ones I don't have, Escentual very kindly sent to me so I can show them to you. So some of them are not ones that I've used fully. So for example, this one, this is something obviously I've smelled a number of times before, but I don't have. So this is not me using all of that, but I am certainly, well, yeah, this is nearly full, but this is my second bottle of this, so let's see. Okay, almond I believe will be on sale soon. I don't think it's on sale yet actually. I normally get an email from Karen, so I don't know if it has. But we will be back for almond in August. And I'll be moving the day after, so this is going to be a very bare backdrop, and I apologise for that in advance. But most of the fragrances will be boxed up. Almond is on sale now. Thank you, Hayley, for telling me that. Thank you. That's good. So you can get your almond box. And looking forward to you all sniffing that and telling me what you think. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you soon.